Good evening and welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary. Here we bring you the latest developments from India's unexplored Northeast region. Friends, today we have a lot to offer. The festive cheer of the Christmas season has already reached Manipur. A local beekeeper in Arunachal is setting an example of becoming Atmanirbhar. 4 girls in Meghalaya have developed eco-friendly paper from waste in Meghalaya. We have quite a few interesting stories today, so let's get right to it. In Meghalaya, a team of 4 students from St. Anthony's College in Shillong has made it to the top 6 in Future Plus, which is an international community-driven innovation program. This competition is organized by the Sustainable Living Program in collaboration with Singapore and National Institute of Technology, Warangal, aiming to develop 100 sustainable pilot projects. In this competition, these girls developed eco-friendly paper from organic waste. More from our Shillong correspondent.
A team of 4 BSc third-year students of Shillong qualified to the top 6 from across India and Southeast Asia to compete in the Future Plus Challenge. Parina Chaudhary, Ananya Gogoi, Prerna Jain and Natalia Lingdo came up with an eco-friendly solution to develop paper from organic waste such as fruit and vegetable fibers along with betel nut husks free from harmful chemicals and bleach. The team for around 2 months attended the workshop conducted by Future Plus and worked remotely from different locations amidst a global pandemic. Team leader Ananya Gogoi said that it's a huge moment for us.
I think this is a huge moment for the entire team. First of all, because it's an international competition and there were like 3 international countries. We had Indonesia and we had Singapore and India. So it's a huge moment for us and I think we are all very proud.
Another team girl, Natalia Lingdo, said Meghalaya lacks a paper mill and thus the paper mill industry will thrive definitely.
We don't have a paper industry in Meghalaya. So this will be a very booming industry that will really thrive in this aspect. So in the next 10 years, and of course we are focusing in paper making, so books and all that will be included. So, and plus it will be cost effective. So for children, if they have to buy this, it will be very cheap.
These girls who are happy with their success and asserted that their sole aim was to generate employment among rural communities and also to provide eco-friendly, cost-effective paper for rural children. The project will also benefit those who are not tech-savvy and yet can work in the industries. This is Sameer Verma for Northeast Diary from Shillong.
In a major feat and first of its kind in Nagaland, Kohima, North Police Station has been awarded an ISO certification. This feat was achieved after the police station performed excellently in maintaining public peace, law and order, prevention, detection and investigation of crime and criminal activities, emergency response, VIP security and prevention of human trafficking. The police station, which is located in the heart of Kohima town, was first established police station under Naga Hills district by the British regime in 1933. Presently, the police station is headed by an inspector rank officer in charge and 88 other ranks.
The North Police Station in Kohima was awarded International Standard Organization ISO 9001-2015 certification for quality management system and related activities. The 87-year-old police station in Kohima is the first police station and government facility in the state as well as in the entire northeastern region to receive the ISO. The whole process of online application, upgradation, documentation and online auditing has been completed in a span of 30 days. The police station has initiated the process of certification by upgrading the existing facilities and adding additional elements with an aim to improve the quality of public service and to make the police station more people-friendly and accessible. To meet the specified parameters, the police station has streamlined the process of character or passport verification and the system of filing and record keeping. Further, the infrastructure of the police station were upgraded and disposal of various complaints have been made time-bound besides other measures. The ISO certificate helps to ensure that the police personnel routinely evaluates its working and implement remedial measures as and when required. The upgradation of Kohima North Police Station will positively result in better quality service to the public and improve proficiency in police administration. For Northeast Diary, this is Asonyo from AIR News, Kohima.
With the approaching of December, the wave of festivities of Christmas have begun in Manipur. Christmas is one of the biggest festivals of the Christian community. Festive cheer is already evident in markets and hill villages. However, the church leaders have decided to scale down the gathering during the festival, this time due to COVID pandemic. Let's hear more about this from our Imphal correspondent, Gigi Thokchong.
In Manipur, more than 40% population practice Christian and almost the hill population are Christians. Therefore, the Christmas is being celebrated in almost all the parts of the state with huge fanfare. However, the festive mood in this year is quite different from the last years. The church and community leaders in the state have been planning to scale down the festival due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, with the certain relaxation is on force now, people started marketing for the festival. Talking to AIR News, Reverend Timothy Faumai, who is a leader of an organization for all churches in Manipur, said that SOP will be strictly enforced during the Christmas festival. All the social gathering, including singing together, picnic, dancing, will be banned to minimize the spreading of COVID-19. He said,
"My name is Timothy Faumai. I'm an ordained pastor. I'm also the chairperson of the Lord Manipur Movement for Prayer, which is the apex body of all the churches, Christian, irrespective of denominations. We are very much concerned about the COVID-19 problem that we have been facing around the world. And so as a church and as leaders of a church, we will do our utmost to just see that our people are not put into danger, especially during the Christmas season. We will celebrate, but in a very low key. We will not celebrate with a big fanfare type of thing and then a big gathering type of thing. We will not do that. We will continue to keep the SOP strictly. And then we will have worship service in such a way that we will keep safe distance. We will not celebrate like eating together and then having the social gathering, singing, inspiration, and then the young people sitting late at night and then going out for a picnic type of thing. Those things from our side, we ban it. We don't want it to happen. So that all of us may be safe.
The present COVID-19 pandemic has impacted almost all the activities in our lives, including festivals. However, the steps going to take up by the church leaders in Manipur during the Christmas festival without hampering the spirit of festival is applauded by sections of people. JJ Thoksom from Imphal for AIR News, Northeast Diary.
Agartala, the capital of the northeastern state of Tripura, has a population of 5.25 lakh people, and the city was selected in the list of 100 smart cities across India in 2015. As part of the ongoing projects by the Smart City Mission, initiatives undertaken to improve public utility in the city areas as a part of the state's urban mobility are said to have made great progress. Our Agartala correspondent Reena has a more detailed report on this.
To promote bicycling as a means of utility transport and enhance city surveillance, Agartala Smart City Limited has taken up initiatives to improve public utility in the city areas as a part of the state's urban mobility. Agartala Smart City Mission Director Sailesh Kumar Yadav said that among the initiatives, smart cameras and high-tech automated systems have been installed in 22 prime junctions of the city so as to detect traffic violators. Mr. Sailesh further informed that the city too soon have expanded pedestrian walkways and bicycle promoting neighborhoods. Talking to AIR News, he further said,
We have implemented and completely made functional the intelligent traffic management system and traffic violation detection. In 22 major, this system has got red light violation detection as well as automatic number plate recognition, which is used to detect traffic violations as well as to track crime, criminals and everything. And this has been effective, and already they have got 12,700 almost approximately violations on an average 150 violations per day. And the best part is when the violation happens, for example red light violation, helmet violation, everything is automatically detected by the camera and flagged off in the integrated command and control center. Basically facilitates mobility in the way that people become aware of the thing that there is something known as traffic violation. If they violate, they will be caught. Second is we have a vast network of CCTV cameras and they are there in all parts of it. During the rainy season there is water logging in some areas and that leads to traffic problems. This has also been used as time to find out where the water logging is happening and to divert the traffic. As well as to resolve the water logging fast, we have also put CCTV cameras on the flood pumps, the outlets of the flood pumps which are located in Katakal and Howrah. So we know which pumps are functioning, at what time it started functioning, at what time the water logging started. So we can have a better monitoring and the water logging problem can be resolved in a shorter time.
Agartala Smart City was awarded the Award of Excellence for Innovations undertaken in urban transport during COVID-19 by the Ministry of Home and Urban Affairs recently. The Agartala Smart City mission is targeting to complete the projects within February 2023. For Northeast Diary, this is Serena Nomaikem from Agartala.
In Arunachal Pradesh, Mr. Khogulom, a beekeeper of Namsai district, is setting an example of becoming Atmanirbhar and vocal for local. Here's a report.
On many occasions, our compulsion becomes our hobby and later becomes our source of livelihood. Same has happened with Khogulom from Lohit district in Arunachal Pradesh. Khogulom, an asthma patient, started beekeeping in 2007. Pure honey is believed to be beneficial in asthma disease. People in this part rarely take up beekeeping commercially, so it was hard to find pure honey in the market abundantly. This compelled Mr. Pool to start rearing bees at his backyard. This later turned into his hobby and now he has taken up beekeeping commercially. He says there is a huge demand for honey, but none in his area has done before him.
तो मैंने बी कीपिंग शुरू किया 2007 में और मेरा बी कीपिंग शुरू करने का मकसद यही था। मैं बीमारी आदमी था, अस्थमा पेशेंट हूँ, तो बी का बारे में बहुत सुना हमने कि वो अस्थमा पेशेंट में लोग हनी खाने से उसका शरीर बहुत तंदुरुस्त रहता है, दिमाग ठीक रहता है, ऐसे सुना। तब से मैंने ये बी कीपिंग करना शुरू किया। तो पहले मैंने केवल एज ए हॉबी हिसाब से 2-3 बॉक्स लाया था। ये लोकल हॉबी होनी, यहाँ का जो एपिस इंडिका बोलता है, सिराना इंडिका, हम लोग को लोकल भारतीय मधुमक्खी बोलता है, उसको मैंने पालन करना शुरू किया। तो आस्ते आस्ते ऐसे करके करके फिर हमको और इंटरेस्ट लगा। तो फिर मैंने 2018 से जोरहाट से मैंने 3 बॉक्स एपिस मेलेफेरा लेके आया। तो उसको डिवाइड करके मैंने अभी तक 17-18 बॉक्स बनाए। हाँ, बी तो ऐसे अगर आप कलेक्शन करता है ये जो, तो उसमें आपको सेल करने को कोई ज्यादा घूमने की कोई जरूरत नहीं। अब घर में बैठे बैठे सब आ जाता है, लोकल में ही सब कुछ खत्म हो जाता है। लास्ट ईयर मेरा प्रोडक्शन कम से कम 60 kg का था, तो 60 kg में हमने सब फिर उसे भी पहुंचाने, सब लोग आके पूछते रहता है, अरे और है क्या, और है क्या, और है क्या, क्योंकि लोकल हनी के बारे में सब लोग जानते हैं, रॉ हनी के बारे में जानते हैं वाला लोग तो उसको बहुत लाभदायक मानते हैं। बाजार से तो बहुत अलग है ये जो अपने जो लोकल भी होता है ना। तो ऐसे करके डिमांड तो है, बहुत डिमांड है, हमारे लोकल में ही खत्म हो जाता है। कोई बाहर जाने का कोई जरूरत नहीं, बिकने का जरूरत भी नहीं है, जैसे कोई दुकान में बैठने की जरूरत भी नहीं है, आप घर बैठे बैठे सब कुछ खुद आके ले जाते हैं।
As pollinators, bee plays a very important part in every aspect of the ecosystem. They support the growth of trees, flowers and crops, which serve as food and shelter for every creature, large and small. Mr. Poole says that by taking up apiculture at a commercial level, youths can not only make themselves self-sufficient financially, but also will contribute toward a larger cause of protecting the environment. For Northeast Diary, this is Rakesh Tole, AIR News, Itanagar.
Women have traditionally been called homemakers. Nowadays, women homemakers have been breaking the norm by doing manufacturing or trading from home. Interestingly, most of these women have set up businesses based on their habitual works of making homemade items. Today, we will present a wonderful story of one such enterprising woman from Mizoram. Let us go over to our Aizawl correspondent, Irene.
About 15 years back, Mrs. Thangpui of Aizawl began her journey of setting up a small food processing industry from her home. She ventured out to fulfill this desire only with the hope to earn a little cash to support her family, because she was living a very tough life that time to raise 3 children. Her husband, who is a taxi driver, was the only earning member whose income was barely enough to make 2 ends meet. Talking about her journey, Thangpui said that she started the venture of making pickles from her home. She made the first recipe from a banana flour and was sold by her younger brother by hawking. Gradually, she added more recipes with varieties of vegetables and even beef and prawn. Her industry, named as CC Pickle, has now become a popular brand. From a humble beginning with an income of 5,000 rupees a month, CC Pickle is now pegging a profit of 6 lakh rupees a month, which proves her hard labor and zeal behind. Talking to AIR News, she said,
I come from a very poor family. My husband was a taxi driver and his salary was our only source of income. When my youngest daughter was a toddler, I lay in bed thinking about how to earn money on my own, and I wanted to stop relying on my husband. The thought of making varieties of pickles which will suit our Mizo taste, as we are not very fond of masalas. I started practicing the very next day. That time my younger brother was staying with us. He went around the neighborhood and sold all the pickles I made that day. Slowly, the demand and income increased. In 2007, we opened our pickle shop at Chalmari in Aizawl. At present, we sell our pickles all over the state and in the neighboring state as well. In our peak season, we earn 1.5 lakh per week from our industry. I will always be thankful to God for His abundant blessings.
Today, CC Pickle finds its place in all the shelves of big and small shops in Aizawl. They also supply pickles in bulk to different districts of the state and also in the neighboring states. Mrs. Thangpui, in her mid-40s now, is regarded as a renowned businesswoman of Mizoram. Her industry, CC Pickle, which is the first pickle industry in the state, is also regarded as one of the most successful small-scale industries in the state. For Northeast Diary, this is Irene from AIR News, Aizawl.
We now bring you an interview on Assam tourism with Commissioner Secretary Mukesh Chandra Sahu by Manas Pratim Sharma.
Good evening, listeners. Welcome to Northeast Diary. This evening, we are joined by Commissioner Secretary in the Tourism Department in Assam, Mr. Mukesh Chandra Sahu. Sir, welcome to Northeast Diary. After the lockdown, the tourism sector is gaining momentum gradually in Assam. So, what's your plan to rejuvenate it?
Thank you. Yeah, it is true that due to the pandemic and the lockdown thereafter, most of the service sectors it were hit. But however, this pandemic effect is reducing slowly. But this is not the time to let our guard down against this pandemic. Still, we have seen that everything is now opening up. Unlock has already started, and most of the tourist sites, the cultural centers, they have also started opening up. People have started visiting. We have ensured that all the tourist locations where people visit, all the hotels, all the restaurants, they properly manage and maintain all the COVID protocols. So people who are coming to Assam, they should be very much confident of coming to this place. We are maintaining all the COVID protocols, and we are trying to convince everyone concerned that everybody should maintain the COVID protocols, and that way we will be able to properly take the benefit of the season, because this is the best season for anyone to visit Assam. So we have got wildlife tourism, adventure tourism, cultural tourism, religious tourism. You can come here and see the food habits, Northeast food habits, the clothes. There are so many things that people coming from outside Assam or even from different parts of Assam going to the other parts of Assam can see. So we are now gearing up to counter the pandemic, and hopefully we will be able to now concentrate on the tourism sector.
And the tourism sector has a huge potentiality of employment generation. So what's your plan to contribute to Atmanirbhar Bharat through tourism sector in Assam?
The actual potential of tourism in Assam, nobody has yet been able to fathom. There is huge potential, to say the least. Even if we leave apart the people coming from outside Assam, even the local tourism has a huge potential in it. There are lots of sites that people come and visit. You know about Kaziranga, you know about Kamakhya, you know about Manas or Pavitra, all these wildlife places and cultural places. But in addition to that, Assam, every district of Assam is full of many historical ancient sites, many beautiful scenic beauty sites having scenic beauty, and every village has a history in itself. So people should come and visit, and the kind of employment that it is generating in the villages, in the rural sectors, it is amazing. There are direct employment by people who are running various transport sector or hotels or restaurants or tourist guides. They are getting direct opportunity, but indirect job opportunity in tourism sector is also very huge. So we are promoting, in a sense, Atmanirbhar Bharat through promoting tourism in Assam.
And those who are listeners now following our program, they must be eager to know that about the facilities being provided by government of Assam or by private players in the state, like near Kaziranga, near Manas or Majuli. So one of the thrust area would be the infrastructure development. So sir, what's your plan on this?
Yes, infrastructure is important, very important, and for tourism sector there are hard infrastructure as well as soft infrastructure, and we are concentrating on both the sides. To the hard infrastructure, we are giving facelift to various sites of tourist importance. We are improving on the road connectivity, rail connectivity, even air connectivity, those kind of things are there. We are working on the signage, so people going to various places, they can see the history behind those places. So hotels and hygiene and cleanliness, those things we are promoting as part of a hard infrastructure. But along with that, we are also working on soft infrastructure. We are trying to link up all our hotel industries, all our restaurants, all our various tourist sites which are of importance, so various categories, and we are trying to promote them as a circuit to tourists, either local or coming from outside. Suppose somebody has an importance on adventure kind of tourism. So what are the places they can plan in 2 days, 3 days or 1 week, that kind of tourism. Those kind of circuits we are working on. Then if somebody wants to see, say, what are the cultural heritage of Assam, so those kind of circuits we are also promoting. Religious tourism circuits we are promoting. So, and how can people just at one connect or one window, how can they come to a tour operator or tour planner and plan their whole activity during their stay in Assam? Those kind of things we are working upon, and I think that will be very helpful to the tourists that are coming from either from within Assam or from outside Assam.
And sir, we have mighty Brahmaputra, we have beautiful hills, beautiful terrains. So what is the possibility of encouraging adventure tourism, adventure sports in Assam?
That is in fact a huge potential for Assam. We have got all the infrastructure, the natural, the hills, the mountains, the rivers, the valleys, tea gardens, all those places we have, which we can use for promoting various kind of adventure tourism. There are professional agencies which are working on these kind of tourisms in collaboration with various departments. Sometimes it is forest department also, because these kind of tourism activities may be taking place inside forest areas. So adventure tourism we are promoting in a huge way, and people who are interested in spending their time in doing these kind of adventurous activities, going to trekking and interiors, those kind of things are being promoted through adventure tourism.
Another aspect is the branding and marketing. In pan-India, Assam is we have a good foothills of tourists from other parts of the country. But in international aspect, how do you see this part, like to promote Assam tourism in international arena?
Yes, branding is important these days. People need to know why they are coming before they start thinking of coming to Assam. So we are also building up the brand Assam with the name Awesome Assam. And through those brand building, we are trying to showcase all these facets of Assam which are unknown to outsiders, and which will generate curiosity for them to know more of Assam, and not just only to know more about Assam, but also to visit and come and see it. So with that activity, in mind, we are creating a brand name called Awesome Assam, and we are promoting it.
And another aspect is the tea tourism. Assam is known for green lands, beautiful tea gardens. So how do you see that part?
Yes, I mean, people who have not seen tea gardens, if they see it, they will be just mesmerized. Not only just landscape, the green, the beauty, even staying in bungalows in a tea garden, it is just heaven. And there are tracks where you can even run horses. I mean, staying in a tea garden for 2 days, 3 days, or not only even tea gardens, there are oil sector also. Even going to those areas and seeing the oldest well, these are all something that we can do in Assam where no other state or no other place can offer.
Some listeners or other people in other country must be thinking, is it safe to visit Assam apart from the COVID pandemic in a law and order situation or other aspect, being in the northeast? So what message do you like to convey to them?
Please come to Assam. It is totally safe. No need to worry. People are coming. Foreigners are coming. Indians from various other states are coming. People from Assam are roaming around here and there. It is totally safe. Please come visit Assam. Take memories back, and then you will be able to promote Assam in your own place from where you are coming.
The Namgyal Institute of Tibetology in Gangtok, Sikkim, was established in 1958 to promote research into Mahayana Buddhism and Tibetan culture. More from our Sikkim correspondent, Saikat Sarkar.
Namgyal Institute of Tibetology is a treasure trove of Tibetan literature and artifacts, the only one of its kind in India and among the few globally. It contains one of the world's largest collections of Buddhist books and manuscripts, statues, thangkas or Tibetan cloth paintings, and sacred objects. The institute has promoted research on religion, history, language, art and culture of the people of the Tibetan cultural area, including Sikkim. Coordinator at Namgyal Institute of Tibetology, Kunga Yonte Hotsosang, speaks about the institute's significance.
Started in 1957 when Dalai Lama came to India for 2005-year Buddha Jayanti celebration. That time cornerstone was laid, and the concept of having this institute was by the 12th Chogyal Palden Todu Namja. He knew that Tibet, the Mahayana Buddhist studies will be destroyed or hampered in Tibet, and therefore he wanted to have a center in Sikkim. That idea was fully supported by then the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. So they established the institute on this private land. And the Chogyal Taishi Namja granted a constitution for this institute so that this will remain as autonomous body funded by the central government, and the state government will remain as independent to cater all the education and Buddhist studies. This institute was opened in 1958 by then Jawaharlal Nehru. The uniqueness of this institute is we have almost all the represented works of different schools besides the teachings of Buddha and commentaries written by great Indian scholars. The most important thing is that most of the works written by Indian scholars are not available in Indian language, but you will find faithfully translated in Tibetan language. That forms a Tenjur, is called Shastra, running more than 200 volumes. Besides that, we have representative works of different schools like Nyingma, Sakya, Kagyu, Gelug, and including the pre-Buddhist religion called Thon. So this makes very unique. And since 1960s, early 60s, this was recognized as one of the most pioneer and important institute in the world of learning. And we have a third largest Tibetan collections outside Tibet. So, as I told you, that the collection of this institute is third largest in the world. And most of the books we have xylographs printed from wooden block. Original wooden blocks now lost in Tibet during the Cultural Revolution. So this makes this institution as one of the heritage site of Sikkim. It's very valuable, and even the UNESCO, they had workshops here in Sikkim, and the institute was a part and parcel of that undertaking.
Over the years, the Institute has launched international collaboration through the creation of research and fellowship programs, organization of lecture series, seminars and conferences, and publication of the Bulletin of Tibetology, monographs and conference proceedings to become a dynamic research center in the Eastern Himalayas, actively promoting Buddhist and Tibetan studies. With Diliram Dulal, this is Saikat Sarkar for Northeast Diary from AIN News, Sikkim.
And with that, we come to the end of this edition of Northeast Diary. Do join us next week to hear more stories from this enchanting part of India. Until then, bye-bye.